Hey, welcome. So, what do you do if you're receiving mixed messages for your boss? I mean, in other words, your boss is telling you take it easy, spend time with your family, don't worry so much about work during this time. But yet, your boss is actually going into the office, working around the clock, and she's putting in all these extra hours and she's telling you to take it easy. So, what I'm going to share with you today is exactly what to do about that. And the number one thing is to not listen to them. So, listen on. I'll explain more about what that means in a minute. Hello, everyone. I'm Stacy Mayer from Stacy Mayer Coaching, and I coach corporate managers to get promoted into higher level leadership positions. I have to laugh at myself right now because if you've watched my lives before, you know that I don't normally wear glasses. These are readers that I had picked up a long time ago, but I am experiencing the Zoom fatigue in full force. I actually can't see. I'm squinting. I'm going to have to figure out how to get an eye exam soon because I can't see anything. So thank you. I actually think they look quite cute. If you think they look cute, maybe drop a comment below. Let me know what you think of my new readers. I laugh at myself. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited that you guys are here. So, let me give you an example of what I mean by getting mixed messages and how this could really hurt you in the long run. So, I had a coaching client named Andrea several years ago. I worked with her as part of a women's leadership organization that I was working with here in Silicon Valley. And she was fantastic, like this incredible leader and just wonderful personality. Everybody loved her. And she got promoted before her time. So she got promoted to a senior management position. And what I mean by before her time is that they had an opening come up and they were like, we would just really love to give Andrea a chance. Like, we don't know if she'll be like knock it out of the park. She's never been a people leader before, but let's like give her this opportunity. We think she can do it. So what they told her to do is they told her to take it easy. They were trying to take care of her and they wanted her to ease her way in. She didn't have as big of responsibilities as maybe she thought she was capable of, but they were really trying to just like have her play small out of love, right? Like genuinely out of love and concern for her being successful in this position along the way. So you might be somebody like that. Like I was saying, especially in this virus situation, your boss loves you. They want to take care of you. So they're like, take it easy. Spend this time with your family. Don't worry about work so much. Okay. But then you notice that they're doing something different. So Andrea was noticing that it was a slippery slope. So she was listening to them. She was showing up at meetings. She was trying to take it all in, not to be too outspoken, really take her time, take it quote unquote easy on herself. And what she did in return is she started to notice that she was getting passed over, like as in people would talk over top of her. She became the note taker. You might have experienced this for yourself. They were actually assigning her to take notes in meetings. And she was like, this is weird. Like, they're not asking other senior managers to do this. Why are they asking it of me? And so we were coaching at the time. And luckily, I told her to stop listening to them. Like, what do you want to say in these meetings? What do you have to add to these meetings? Just start offering your ideas. Stop waiting and taking care of yourself, because the fact of the matter is she knows how to take care of herself. She's a grown woman and she knew how to put herself out there in a bigger way because that was the impact that she actually wanted to be making at her organization. So this is an example of how this can completely work against you if you're going in the wrong direction and you're really listening to this take it easy advice that they're giving you. I'm going to give you a little bit of a metaphor to further illustrate my point. Let's think about a stream, and you're a piece of wood floating in the stream along the way. You're going down the stream, you're floating along, and you aren't really paying attention. You're taking it easy. You feel like you're just enjoying the river. Like you think, well, they'll tell me if a waterfall is coming up. Like, I'm going to wait and be told what to do. Just slowly go down the river. Well, then the waterfall comes up and you're not paying attention. and you fall over the waterfall and you get swept up in the current, and now you're just like scrambling for your life, right? You're trying to get ahead, you're like trying to swim, like maybe you'll succeed, maybe you won't die in the river of misery, right? Or let's say that your boss tells you to take it easy, don't work so hard, take care of your family, and you're floating along, but then you start to notice, I see something ahead that I want to do something about it. I see a waterfall up ahead, and I feel like we should probably prepare in a different way. So I'm actually going to speak up as my little piece of wood and tell my boss that this waterfall is coming up, and I have an idea of how we can actually survive going off the cliff. So I know that they told me not to worry about things too much and everything will be fine and just wait to be told what to do. But instead, I'm going to speak up. I'm going to actually share something, and I'm going to talk a little bit louder and say, you know what, we've got this waterfall. I see a way through it. I see a way that we can all survive, and not only survive, but thrive over this waterfall. Your boss agrees. It's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I didn't even notice the waterfall. Thank you. We'll build this gigantic raft exactly as you have proposed. And we fly over the waterfall, and we survive, and we bounce at the end, right? So, I hope you enjoyed that metaphor, but it's a great example of waiting to be told what to do and why that isn't useful for you. So I'm going to give you 3 steps right now of things that you can do if you're noticing that you're receiving mixed messages from your boss. Now, I also want to point out that there are a lot of organizations that are really encouraging well-being and support right now. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take care of your family and that you shouldn't make sure that you're spending time like doing things differently because you are working from home and you don't have to be going into the office. That's all true. But you just need to be aware of what are you going to do instead? What's the value that you're going to offer to your organization? How are you going to keep your eyes open along the way so that you make sure you don't miss any waterfalls, that you're not just waiting to be told what to do? So the first step in recovering from this mixed messages is noticing that you're receiving the mixed messages. So you might be so swept up in the idea that this is what they told me. They told me that I could do this, that, I needed to just like take it easy. I didn't need to put in the extra time, that now is the time to not worry about things so much. And so that's what I'm doing. And you're not even noticing that all the people around you are working their butt off. They're offering value. They're adding input. Like even people at your level are like doing things differently during this time. And so the first thing that I want to encourage you to do is start to notice, oh, maybe I'm receiving mixed messages. Maybe this isn't, even though they're telling me this is what they want me to do, maybe it's not the best thing for my career or for my professional development. The second thing that I want you to do is decide to make a different choice. And so there's a couple ways that you can make a different choice. One of them being that, okay, I'm going to listen to them. I'm not coming into the office. I'm good with that. I'm not going to be working as many hours as I used to. But what am I going to do differently? So what is it that I'm going to do instead? Is I'm going to spend some more time thinking about my team than I would have otherwise. I'm going to spend some more time having extra one-on-ones. I'm going to spend some more time researching how other organizations are handling the crisis. Like, so if you're in human resources, for instance, you're going to be having conversations with other HR directors, like people like that, so that you're realizing along the way that you're really gathering this information so that you're not just waiting to be told what to do. The other way that you can make a different choice is you can actually say to yourself, okay, I am going to listen to them and I am going to, use this time to take care of my family. But I want you to know that the decisions that you're making about your career right now are going to affect your career 6 months down the line. So I just want you to accept that if you choose this as a time to take care of yourself, totally valid, you need to do that, is that 6 months from now, you're almost starting over again. You're going to have to build up. So you can't just expect 6 months from now that you're going to get the promotion that you were already in line for back in January. You're going to basically have to start again and start building that up once you actually get back to work. So having that acceptance and realization is super freeing, but it's also noticing this is a choice that I'm making right now, and it may have repercussions further down the line, and I'm okay with that. Or you can say to myself, oh, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with in 6 months from now starting over again. And so I'm going to do something different now. It doesn't have to be drastically different, it can be subtly different, to start thinking more strategically, to start tying things in, to start thinking like a high performance leader and elevating my leadership so that I can be ready for that promotion 6 months down the line. Now, the last thing that I want to share with you is how to actually do the something different. So I want you to be, I feel like, I don't know if you can hear my kids, but there's lots of screaming happening. Thank you guys. So I want you to be super direct, and I want you to be very outspoken. So just like in Andrea's case, she had to actually really, like, literally raise her hand and say, I have something to say. I have something to share. And so I don't want you at any point to wait to be told what to do. I want you to be scheduling conversations with your boss. And if you don't actually have the idea of what you can quote unquote do differently, I want you to ask them better questions so that you can figure out how you can best support in this way. And I'll give you one idea, is that the people who are in the C-suite, the people who are in the executive level leadership positions, have a different agenda than you. Their agenda is to keep the company alive, to keep it afloat. They're having to make cuts. They're having to make layoffs. They're thinking about the future vision of your organization. You're in a unique position where you can become the people person, the manager of the people. So a lot of my clients are at that vice president or senior director level, where they're seeing the struggles down below from the individual contributors. They are in touch with the people in the weeds. And if you can think of ways to better connect with the employees at your organizations, the ones who are still there, who are still thriving, who are still working, it's going to take a huge burden off of the leadership team. And so this is a way that you can start to step up now and show your leadership capabilities even during this crisis. I promise you, if you do these 3 steps, if you start just acknowledging, hey, I'm receiving mixed messages. If you decide that you want to make a different choice, it's up to you. You can do exactly what you're being told. But if you decide that you're going to make a different choice, you're going to know, okay, I'm making a different choice because I know that whatever I do now is going to affect my career 6 months down the line. And then I want you to be direct and actually do it. Be proactive. This is the time for you to speak up, and people really need your support. I am telling you, if you start to do this right now, you will never again ask yourself, I wonder if I'm doing the right thing. I wonder if listening to them is a bad idea, because you will be making the choices. You will be in the driver's seat. You will actually be deciding for yourself that you're either going to listen to them, or you're going to challenge yourself to find ways that you can step up to the plate, even during this time. If you're enjoying what I'm offering on my lives, if you enjoy my content and you want more of this, I have been interviewing managers and working with leaders throughout this entire crisis. So over the last couple of months, and I have taken exactly what I've been learning, plus the research that I did on previous crises, and turned it into a webinar just for you. It's called How the Biggest Career Jumps Are Made During Times of Crisis. I'm going to give you 4 very specific things that you can do right now to set yourself up for when and if that opportunity opens up, either during this crisis or 6 months down the road. I don't want you to be one of those managers that gets passed up for a promotion, that thinks that they're doing every single thing right, that thinks that keeping your head down and working hard and doing what you're told is exactly what you should do. I'm going to give you a different choice so that you can set yourself up to succeed now. It's a free live webinar. I offered it before, and I'm doing an encore presentation because the live feed was so magnetic. It was so great to get everybody's questions answered, to really have a conversation in the chat room and really work with each one of you on what your specific challenges are. So I encourage you to sign up for my encore presentation of this fantastic webinar at stacymayer.com/crisis webinar. I put it here in the chat. There you go. And you know what? Take it easy. Don't take it easy. Lean in, lean out, but make it a choice. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you soon. Bye.